You're listening to Burnt, and this is episode 11. Hey, I'm Lauren.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and some days we're burnt out.
And some days we're burning it down. This is Burnt, a podcast where you're not going to find us reading off of a script.
These are real, unfiltered, raw conversations between two moms, two women, and all of our friends.
We got a lot of friends, and we are all fired up and ready to make some change.
We're ready to burn it down, and we want you to join us on this journey where we aren't just burning it down, but we're figuring out how to fix it and rebuild it.
Because you got to scorch a little earth, controlled burn, before something beautiful can grow.
Join us every week here for Burnt, wherever you enjoy listening to podcasts. Hey, friend.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
A whole lot better than I was last week, I will say. And with your permission, I would love to cleanse because last week was really heavy.
Can you cleanse the show, cleanse the house, cleanse the country while you're at it?
Cleanse our souls. So I am a little, I dabble in the woo-woo things because I think that spiritually we are connected in a lot of different really beautiful ways. And to each other, to the universe, to nature. And so I really love Palo Santo. It's a special type of wood, and it's used to kind of clear negative energy. And whether or not it actually works, it makes me feel better. And so I have this cute little box of matches. This was a targeted Instagram ad that absolutely nailed it. So things.
There's fire, people. If you are listening and not watching,
welcome to
fire.
Burnt. On this episode of Burnt, we actually catch things on fire. Oh, it smells so good. I love the smell of Palo Santo.
I've never smelt it, and we don't have smell screen.
No. I like it better than sage. Sage ends up smelling a little, I don't know, there's something a little tobacco-y about sage that I don't like. It's not tobacco, but like there's something about it that I don't love. But Palo Santo has this like fresh kind of campfire smell to it, but not. Like there's something about it that just feels really grounding. So
But now you already put the match out. So like
yeah.
You don't hold it for longer. Like with sage, what I've seen on TV is that you like light it and you carry it on for a while, but that felt like you just lit the match and it went out.
Well, so there was smoke coming out of it, but I kind of like blew it out. I waved it out faster. There, I just relit it from my candle. Okay. So you don't want to keep it on fire. You let it burn and get down into the wood, and then it releases a smoke. So if you might not be able to see it, but it's smoking here. And so then you wave the smoke around.
Okay.
And so depending on
screen.
Yeah, depending on your area and like, do you need to cleanse a whole room, a whole house? I went to a medium several years ago, and she saged me first and saged herself before we went into the whole.
So maybe I need to look at investing in some of this wood stuff and
Palo Santo. It's so great. I love it. Palo Santo is and I will even get like Palo Santo scented candles. I love the smell of Palo Santo. So whether or not you believe in the energy part of it, just the smells, I think they can be really calming and they can be really triggering, but that's one of the ones that I find very like, and if you're on board with energy healing, allegedly I just cleansed cleansed the podcast.
Wonderful. The show is all fresh and new, everybody.
Exactly.
I love it.
So how are you doing?
Good. I feel like, it's just like I feel calm, I guess. Like it's kind of, I had a doctor's appointment on Friday, and as I was driving, I'm like, okay, she's going to ask, like, it's been a year. What's going on? What do we need to talk about? I'm like, nothing.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. I'm fine. Like, it's fine. Like me personally, I'm okay. I'm fine.
Yeah.
She's all, that's so good to hear, dear.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
ain't it?
Is she older? The deer?
No, she's like the same age as me.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good reminder. That is one thing I've kind of neglected. I've been really good about my mental health this year. But I have not been as great about my general appointments. I probably need to go get my mammogram. I also noticed this morning that my kids are both vaccinated for COVID and flu, but I never got vaccinated. So
Girl.
I'm going to go do that when we're done.
Yes. I got both at the same time. I was like, shoot me up. I am that person that
Yeah.
gets to the pharmacy and I've got my appointment and they go, oh, you're also eligible for this vaccination. Would you like it? I'm like, is it free? Yes. Shoot me up. Just
Do
give
it.
me all of the vaccines. Shoot me up. I'm good to go. Thank you
Yep.
very much.
There is this, I don't know if we've talked about this on the show before, but there's this show that I like watching, and I've read almost all of the books. It's a multi-book series. And it is a woman who inadvertently travels back in time. She's a World War II era nurse, combat nurse, and she travels back in time. But it's fascinating watching how she moves through a world where vaccines don't exist, but she is fully vaccinated. And so she'll be in a room full of measles or some sort of plague, not the actual plague, but and she knows that it's not going to touch her because she is vaccinated. So she helps people and like uses that superpower.
Hmm.
And I kind of think about that sometimes about how we are moving into an era where there are people among us who are choosing not to get vaccinated. And like, what is that going to look like for future generations? These
I think
illnesses
we
that are
already are
coming back.
seeing what it's going to look like
Yeah.
because, hey, measles, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Um, I don't know
Yeah.
why I just got welcome back Cotter in my head when I said that.
We don't welcome the measles, but they are
No,
here. They're an unwanted visitor.
we got the bird flu now in people. Did you get that alert?
I didn't get that alert.
Yeah, it's now in a person.
I got the swine flu back when that was a thing. H1N1. Do you remember
Mm-hmm.
that?
Mm-hmm.
That was brutal. That was back before I never got flu shots back then. And I don't even know if the flu shot covered that variant, but it was such an awful, like it took me down. So I would rather not experience that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yay. So we would like to burn down negative energy. We would like to burn down um, illnesses,
Mm-hmm.
preventable illnesses. And I hope not to burn my turkey on Thursday because we are hosting here.
I'm hosting on Friday. We have
Oh,
moved Thanksgiving in our house.
explain that. Tell me more.
We have family that is out of town and they'll be back on Thursday. So we're just moving Thanksgiving to Friday.
So, what are you guys going to do on Thursday?
We're trying to figure that one out. We're like, you know what? We'll be watching the Thanksgiving parade. We will watch football. And I don't know if I'm going to do breakfast for dinner. We'll eat something. We're just not going to have turkey on Thanksgiving. We're going to have turkey and all the trimmings on Friday.
That's really fun. I wonder,
We've never done this before, so this will be interesting.
what if you do just like a bunch of appetizers, like a bunch of snacks? I'm trying a new one. And I love to do this on Christmas Eve. That's why I thought of it. Like I'll just set out like tons of snacks while I'm prepping whatever needs to be prepped for Christmas.
Hmm.
And so this year for Thanksgiving, I'm rolling out phyllo dough, like a bunch
Hmm.
of it, a bunch of layers, and then I'm gonna do goat cheese and fig jam and fresh figs and herb and roll it into a pinwheel
Hmm.
and bake it, and then make it a little spicy with some hot honey. And I'm hoping that that goes over well.
That sounds so good. I am hungry. I've
Yeah.
done the phyllo dough with some sort of cheese, and then grilled onions on top.
Oh, I bet
And
that.
not rolling it, but like then cutting it almost like pizza in bite
Yeah.
pieces. Yeah.
Yum. Okay, yeah.
I am starving now. All of these reels keep popping up with,
Yeah.
I'm like, show me what else we can make for dinner.
I
I'm
know, right?
hungry.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's your
Oh,
favorite Thanksgiving dish?
see, I can never answer that question because I like the everything to like I
Then what about to make?
to make. Okay. So, all right, I'm a mashed potato girl all the time. But Thanksgiving specific, I love I love stuffing if you do it the right way. Like
Okay.
I'm not like a stovetop like
Oh,
Stouffer's stuffing kind of gal. I like to go a little more rustic with it. And I've done it with sourdough before. I've done it with cornbread. Like I'll make the cornbread and then I'll like do the sourdough is my favorite because I like the crispy edges when
hmm
those get baked in. And then I'll do dates and I just love I so if it's like a really good stuffing, that's just so Thanksgiving specific. But I always default to mashed potatoes.
Oh,
I will
yeah, I
even
love mashed potatoes. I just saw I'm reading a book, the Christmas Orphans Club, and they were talking about gorgonzola mashed potatoes. I love blue cheese. I know that this would not go over in my house, but at some point there's going to be some gorgonzola mashed
um
potatoes in
I
my
am
life.
so excited to for Christmas because my 13-year-old he has absolutely started to become a foodie and I feel like I can move away from the junk that we used to put in stockings and I can go and get him some like cool things that he might be interested in. He's having a truffle oil moment, which
Oh,
he loves to put truffle oil on his mashed potatoes. Like he specifically requested it for Thanksgiving. And I was like, I'm not going to make truffle mashed potatoes for everyone, but if you want to have it on the side, you can. Um,
I like that. I'm going to come over to your house on Thursday, and then I'm going to fly home and make it on my house on
done.
Friday.
Done. My dad and my bonus mom, his wife, she was older, or I was older when they got married. So it's weird for me to call her my stepmom, per se, but we had this whole conversation about what do we call each other? Like, am I your stepdaughter? Like I was in my 20s when we met. But so dad and bonus mom are coming.
Nice.
And then my mom will come up for Christmas.
Nice.
That is our current status.
Love it.
How many people are you expecting?
It's 7 of us. It's not
Okay,
that bad. To me, I'm like,
manageable.
that's not that bad. I'd make the same amount of food no matter what. So,
Yeah, you're like it's fine.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You're all going to get the same amount of everything. Although I'm like, I keep seeing this cornbread recipe where you put like the cream corn and corn into the cornbread, and I might have to make that too.
Make it. My mom makes it. My kids are obsessed with it. And I have been asked to make it since she's not coming up for Thanksgiving this year. My kids want it. And I am not familiar with how to, like, it's always her thing.
It looks
So
very
I'm
easy. Like you just
very
dump
easy.
everything, mix it, and bake it. So I
Yes.
can totally do that. And then I don't the dessert. So I went to Costco last week. We were talking about Costco before we recorded. I love Costco.
Love
They
Costco.
have not just their $5.99 pumpkin pie that feeds an army. They also have a pumpkin cheesecake right now and a pecan pie. They have apple pie, but I'm apple pied out. I've already had apple pie. But those two or those three, I really want all of them. And I'm like, is it bad to have 3 Costco sized
But
pies
those
for
are
7
big
people?
pies.
They're big.
It's like the
Yeah.
size of a coffee table.
Yeah.
My dad is making the pie. He makes a good pie. And I'm hoping he brings cookies. He usually he'll make 2 versions of chocolate chip cookies. Sometimes he'll make his version, but then he'll also make my grandma's recipe. And so I'm hoping he brings dad if you're listening. Bring cookies.
Dad, I'll give you my address. You can send some too. Thank you.
Wow, we've gone 14 minutes talking about food, and I am
I'm
not
sure
mad at
that
it.
some are like, this is refreshing.
Yeah. I will say one more Costco note though. I saw something go a little viral where somebody posted a bunch of pre-packaged Thanksgiving meals
Yes.
from
Hmm.
Costco, $3.99 a pound.
Hmm.
And someone was like, "This is the saddest thing I've ever seen. You're just gonna buy your Costco meal." And then the comments, thank God, were like, "Actually, no, this is really great for
Hmm.
families in need. It's really cost effective. It's um this is not like super intensely processed food. It's like you're seeing fresh green beans in it." So I thought that that was really great, and that people are actually using this and they are donating it to
Yeah.
families in need, because there are a lot of families in need right now, and we know that food pantries have been overrun with people who need support. So I think finding ways that we can support our communities all year and also during the holidays, it's just so important, and I love seeing it.
And people who lost their SNAP benefits and, oh, yes, they're all, back on it. No, they're still recovering from the weeks that they didn't have it. So this is needed. It's still needed. We still have families in America who are hungry.
Yes.
So thank you, Costco, for putting something like that together. Thank you, Americans who are going and buying and donating them.
Mhm.
That's what we need to keep doing.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. And I just as a note, if people are looking to support local food pantries, a lot of times I know that they get discounts from direct vendors. So donating money if you have it that you can support, and then they can go and find what they need. That's also a welcome thing too. I have always wanted to take my kids to serve meals.
Mhm.
Um, but I know that the holidays, they got a lot of volunteers. So I kind of want to put a pin in that and save it until after the new year,
Yeah.
and then do a big push toward in person volunteering just to show. I think it's important that we teach our kids what service looks like,
Hmm.
and so that they start to embody it, um, even if it's not a thing that we are able to do all the time.
Agreed. Totally
Yeah.
agreed.
I'm entering birthday season.
Okay,
I,
what I feel like this year is the first year that this is birthday season and it is overloaded. We've never had this many birthday parties at this time of year. It's
See,
crazy.
thankfully we're not getting invite. We don't have birthdays to go to. We have my I have one kiddo birthday the day after Thanksgiving, and then another kiddo birthday not that long after Christmas. So it's like, and then Christmas in the middle.
Oh, see, all of
Um,
our kid birthdays, 3 out of 4 are in March.
oh, that's kind of
Yeah,
nice.
it is and it's not. There's a lot of baking.
Oh yeah. I guess if you're all in 1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, some baking is kind of a fun thing. Um, yeah, I still don't have a cake plan. I should probably come up with that for Friday. We'll get there. We'll get there. We do birthday donuts. Birthday donuts are big in our family.
Oh, yeah.
Every
Always down for
morning.
a donut.
Love a donut. Oh my God, I am so hungry. Can you tell?
I'm starving. Yeah, I should have eaten before we started
I
this, but
feel
that's fine.
bad, guys. We
Food.
cleared the energy. We went to food. Should we pivot? Where do we want to go?
Well, I was thinking since we're talking about kids, maybe we could talk about how many kids and if we
Yeah.
should be pushing people to have kids.
Oh, yeah, that was a fun one. Can I play? Can I just
Oh, you
play
have it teed
something?
up?
I have it teed up. I'm ready.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
We are ready. Let me just. So, while I'm looking for that, do you want to tell the people what I'm pulling up? The Megyn
Yeah.
Kelly,
So
Erica Kirk.
Megan Kelly, who we're not fans of, like at all. She thinks last week that kids are not 15. They're just yeah. We're not fans. And she interviewed Erica Kirk, also not a fan. And
Mhm.
these two got together to talk about having babies and how we should all be having babies young. Forget your career, have them babies.
So,
Dear God, no.
from two mothers, let's listen to this. Two mothers here on what I'm about to play, and then you and I as two mothers. Let's talk about it.
So you did get married.
Yes,
You have 2 kids.
two precious babies.
And you told me this in private, but how many kids did you guys want to have?
We wanted to have 4. Yeah. And I was praying to God that I was pregnant when he got murdered.
Oh, wow. I thought of that once. Just like whether it was meant to be or whether
I know.
we'd get news like that.
I was like, oh goodness, that would be the ultimate blessing out of this catastrophe. So now when I see young couples, I tell them, please, like, don't put it off. Especially if you're a young woman, don't put it off. You can always have a career. You can always, go back to work. You can never just go back to having children. And they grow so fast and so quickly, but I was praying, both of us were, we were really excited to just expand our family.
Thank God you have the 2.
I know.
Thank God.
Okay, so I stopped it a little early because I think we got the gist of it.
So first of all, we live in America where any mom, woman who takes time off to raise her children has the hardest time getting back into the workforce. Gaps on resume are not looked highly upon because people don't understand that there was a break involved. No, you can't always just go back to a career, nor can you always just stop your career to pump out some kids because, that's so easy. Nor is it easy to just decide I'm going to have a baby because yes, when we decided, yes, now is the time. No, it didn't just happen overnight. No, friends, that's not how it works. We also live in a country where you need mostly 2 incomes. So just stopping to have as many as you can, garbage.
The thing that is so fascinating is that there is just overt, blatant messaging right now that is pushing this trad wife, be barefoot and pregnant, don't pursue a career, or if you do, the career needs to be more based in the home and compatible with this trad wife lifestyle. Like it should be a part-time thing, or so there's just it is so clear and direct. This is the most direct I've ever heard them say, don't have a career first, have children first, you can come. I've never heard them be that clear about it. Like that
These two are the most hypocritical women on the face of the planet. We're talking about 2 women who have careers and children at home. So obviously someone else is taking care of these children while these women are working. Mm-hmm. Kirk just took on the CEO role of Turning Point. Sweetie, my dear, if we're going to be hypocrites, maybe you should be at home with your kids because, daddy went off to get blueberries. Stop.
Yeah. Yes. It's hypocritical messaging, but then it also is. So you're encouraging this lifestyle that is really dependent on one income being incredibly fruitful so that it is enough to support an entire household of gaggles of children. And that is not the reality. There are very few people I know who have a situation that would support something like that. It's not attainable. So they're pushing this messaging that A, is not attainable, but then B, they're encouraging young women to just go straight into motherhood, which I don't want to say don't do that, because if that is what you feel in your heart of hearts, that's what you want to do, and that's where things are lining up, or you get pregnant young and this is the choice that you make, those choices. But don't let somebody tell you that it's easy to just come back to your career later, because it is not. And as somebody who I thought I had my whole career figured out, and I was going to be this wedding planner who was able to work and also be a mom, and like I thought that that was my balance. I thought that that was how I was going to make this happen. And even in that space, I fell behind because I didn't get a nanny. I didn't send my kids to daycare. We had, I guess, like a part-time nanny who would literally only come over when I had meetings. She never was there just so that I could get work done. Like very rarely would she come over just so that I could do paperwork. So I was constantly scrambling to do paperwork and take phone calls with clients when my kids were napping. But then if the nap didn't happen, it was an absolute nightmare. So even the careers where they say, like in your mind, you think like this is a part-time thing, I can do it while the baby naps, or I can, it's not. And because I didn't get a nanny, because I didn't commit myself fully to it, I definitely fell behind some of my contemporaries. And so it is so misleading to put that kind of messaging out for young women to hear in a way that sets them up on a trajectory that they won't be able, you can't walk it back. Once you are in it, in motherhood, you can't undo that. Mm-hmm. And I would never change being a mother in a million years. I wanted a bigger family. I wanted 3 kids. I only had 2. We discussed why I only had 2 in the last episode. And I am so thankful that I have the 2 that I have, and that I had them when I had them, and that now I am in a position to sort of shift my career, and seeing how I am now reinventing my career in real time as I talk to you. It is one of the hardest and most exhausting things I've ever done. And it is not financially stable. And so I just think, like, I imagine like event planner me doesn't exist anymore, and I'm just jumping into this new career out of nowhere. And like how difficult, and to just be advertising this as though it's an easy thing it's offensive, actually.
It's very offensive. And I'm a big proponent in not telling people what to do. I will, like, if there is a woman who is pregnant for the first time, I will say I have no advice to give you, but I will tell you the one lesson I learned is that everything is a phase. So although you might not be sleeping, give it 2 weeks, give it 4 weeks, everything will change. It's a phase. That's all I will tell you. I will not give you advice. I will not tell you how to do things. That is it. So for someone to say, I'm telling all of the young couples to just go have babies, like, who are you to tell people what to do with their lives? Mm-hmm. Who? Yeah. On top of, you belong to a group that really is trying to kill off all of these lives with your anti-vax nonsense. So go ahead, have these babies, but don't protect them from illnesses while you're at it.
Or guns. Yeah.
Or guns. Yeah. Like, none of it makes sense. And especially, like, let's also talk about the age of her children. They're young. We now have older ones. I mean, 9, 10, 23, 26. They still need us. Yeah. It doesn't just stop when they go to kindergarten. It changes. Once again, it's another phase. Right now, I'm in the season of taxi cab driver. You have to be there to do it. So I often wonder, we talk about this all the time because we are there for pickup and drop off every day. My kids get out of school at 2 p.m. Who is going to a corporate job where you're like, oh, you know what? My 6 hours are up. I'm going to have to go get my kids. Mm-hmm. That's not realistic. We don't live in a society that is realistic. After school programs here, they're backlogged. There's waiting lists, and then they're expensive on top of that. It's not realistic to say just have babies and then go back to work whenever, because your kids still are going to need you. And there's logistics to figure out. There's financial stuff to figure out. It is so much more than, I'm so happy that you had a real estate business and made it big, and then married a guy who is the right-wing media personality. And I'm sure he had a life insurance policy, and you were literally set. And now you're the CEO getting a big old salary. Congratulations to you. You don't have to worry about all of the other logistics that normal people do.
It is such a large swath of the American population who cannot afford the lifestyle that is being pushed forward. And then you talk about, okay, now we've removed the professional designation of so many hundreds of careers, professional degrees. So
that are mainly held by women.
correct. And the thing about this that's interesting is that it's not a lot of these careers were already designated not professional degrees. I think it was 5 years ago. But what they changed now is they made it so you can't get federal student loans for that schooling, for those extra degrees. So they are closing the window of opportunity for women to pursue careers in fields that have traditionally been held by women. So we're talking nurse practitioners and OT and PT, and there are different teaching. I think it's PhDs are even on that list. Like, it's a huge list.
Who's gonna get these jobs now? Like, what happens when we have an entire industry just go away? Because we will, if we make it so hard to get a degree, to pay for the degree, nobody's going to get the degree. Nobody's going to do it. Who's going to do it? You're going to have Chat GPT coming up into the hospital room, being like, "Hey, I'm your nurse practitioner."
Yeah. Well, and so they close. So we're in this era where we're going to see fewer people able to attain those degrees. The people who will be able to afford it are already financially stable enough from generational wealth. And when you unpack generational wealth and the way that is built upon racial boundaries, because like if we want to get into the history of redlining and that's like a whole spool of thread I don't know that we want to unravel right now, but we are going to start seeing fewer and fewer people able to afford the lifestyle that we have all been living up until now. And they're just going to make it worse. And they're like, make America great again. What does that look like? What does that mean? Are we talking about people who are in abject poverty, who are standing in line for food pantries? And like, I'm just picturing people during the Depression in like tattered clothes who are waiting in line for a job opportunity because they really want to work, but they don't have any opportunities. So they're waiting to find out who's going to be selected that day. And is there something, is that what we're doing? Like, is that what's great? Like, is that where we're headed? And then all the while you're telling women to have children earlier, don't pursue a career. And then your husband is going to maybe not, probably not make enough money to support you both. And so then you guys are going to be struggling to feed your kids. And then what? Like, but the super wealthy people are getting wealthier and wealthier because they've closed all of these opportunity windows for the rest of us. And it feels so insidious on multiple layers. And I really hope that people listen to that, and especially young women, and think, what the fuck are they trying to sell me? Because it sure as hell doesn't benefit the young women to tell the young women to put their careers off. Not that every young woman needs to be career forward, but we've all got to figure out how to pay our bills and be functional members of society. So and we are mothers. It's not like we're saying don't pursue motherhood.
The amount of hypocrisy and just downright stupidity that comes out of these mouths, and not just these two women. I'm thinking of last week when Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy is on this fucking rant about civility and respect when flying, and you need to dress properly, and all of this bullshit while we have a president who is calling for the execution of our veteran politicians. I flat out put on threads like, hey, Secretary Duffy, you might want to talk to your boss because you're sending out mixed messages. Civility, he's threatening people's lives, not civil. And dress however the fuck you want when you get on a plane for a ticket that you made a purchase for. Your job is to get them safely there. That's what your job is. Not to tell me how to dress. No, buddy.
My only 2 cents on how you dress at the airport is just please don't be barefoot on the airplane. Like, if you're going to take your shoes off, please make sure you have on clean socks. But ideally, don't take your shoes off.
Yeah,
Unless
that's
it's
just
like a
that's
long
hygiene.
overnight flight.
This is
Yeah.
hygiene. You
Yeah.
want to wear your pajamas? Like if it's a 5 a.m. flight, go ahead. You do what you got to do. But
I'm an elastic waist girly when I travel. Like, no thank you to actual waistbands and buttons and zippers. I like to
and
be
I'm a
comfortable.
layer person. I am like, I don't care where I'm going. It's going to be cold on that plane at some point. It's going to be hot. So give me all the layers. But like, why are we telling people to do one thing and then we're doing completely the opposite? This is what really gets me. I'm not a big fan of hypocrites. Don't be the do as I say, not as I do person, however it goes. Just shut up. Just keep your comments to yourself. That's truly where I come from.
But doesn't that just encapsulate this entire presidency, generally speaking, like the hypocrisy of it? And also,
we don't want
airplanes.
immigrants, but I'm going to marry one. And she's going to be here illegally and bring in her family. But, anyone else I'm going to deport. It's all bullshit.
Well, you said it last week. Every one finger that you point out, 3 are pointing back at you.
Like family values and having multiple ex-wives or children who have ex-wives and you can't be the poster people of all of these magnificent things while you're doing the complete opposite. We want civility, but we're going to threaten the lives of people. We're going to kidnap people. We're going to starve families and children. No.
Well, and speaking of civility and just the propriety of the way that people are like, oh, that's inappropriate. We shouldn't talk about that. Don't talk about the things that make us uncomfortable. Don't show up to the holiday gathering and bring up politics because that's inappropriate. But our president is saying, quiet, piggy. That's appropriate? Well, on what planet? Like, I think the Overton window that, and if people don't know what the Overton window is about how far left or right society moves and what is considered to be left and right in politics. But there's this Overton window, I think, that we're seeing shift in terms of just decency, just general human decency and how we interact with each other and what has become acceptable and appropriate. And it's the group of people who are saying, don't do anything inappropriate. Don't do anything that makes people uncomfortable. Keep the peace. Those are the same people who are like, yeah, but it's okay to threaten execution, hanging of politicians. It's okay to say, quiet, piggy. It's okay to shrug our shoulders at a sex trafficking ring. Like, that's fine. But like, really, I would prefer it if you didn't talk about politics. And I think that actually comes back to, sorry, I'm talking a lot, a mirror. I think that shift is happening because people don't like the mirror that we are holding up to them. We are holding up a mirror just by having this conversation, by showing up on social media, and we're saying, this is what's happening. This is what is going on. And these are the politicians who you have voted for and who you support. And this is what they're doing, and this is how they're hurting people. And instead of looking in the mirror and being like, oh, shit, I need to rethink some things, they are breaking the mirror. Like, could you imagine, like, I don't like my lip gloss, so instead of fixing my lip gloss, I just break the mirror and pretend that I never saw that my lip gloss was fucked up in the first place. Like, what? And then you've got a whole bunch of people walking around like Hatchet Face from Crybaby. Sorry, that was a throwback. That was probably real niche. Comment down below if you know that reference.
All of it's reminding me of MTG right now.
Yeah.
And how she's retiring. Is she? Or is she really going to have a Senate run? How convenient it is that her pension vests 2 days before her resignation is official. That's
That
cute.
part.
That's cute.
Somebody, a friend I saw today right before Pure Bar, and she was like, "What do you think of Marjorie Taylor Greene?" And I was like, "I think she's full of shit. I think she's after a pension. A broken clock can be right twice a day, but it doesn't mean she's our friend."
Yeah. A
She's not
lion
an
doesn't
ally.
change its spots, like, or whatever a lion a tiger. You know what I'm saying? Like
Leopard? Leopard has
leopard, whatever. Tiger doesn't change its stripes. How's that? Like she's not changing the blonde in her hair.
no.
No, just no. She didn't change overnight. Okay. She's been a nasty person for many, many years. Something else is going on. She's not just stepping back out the goodness of her heart. She didn't change overnight. I don't believe it. And maybe I'm being a pessimist, but you've shown me who you are.
I believe people can change. I do believe that. And I will always believe people can change. But I think that without examples of prolonged changed behavior and also repair, because coming back to something we talked about several episodes ago, where with my kids, if I do something wrong, like example, I've got a great example. It's embarrassing and mortifying, and I will be beating myself up about this for years to come. So my kiddo on the way to school on Friday last week dropped on me, and I had not had coffee yet, and he was going for like an early morning something, and I was taking him, and he was like, "Hey, could you for lunch bring me lunch? Could you go to McDonald's and bring me lunch?" And this is not a thing that we normally do. He was asking for a special treat, and because it was right before the end of a holiday, or right before a holiday break, and I was like, "Yeah, I can do that." And he goes, "It's 11:35. Drop off my lunch." And then I got caught on phone calls, and I was in Zoom meetings, and I completely fucking forgot. And my child sat in the office waiting for me for lunch, and I blew it. And he came home. I didn't remember until he came home and slammed the door. And we both cried, and I held him, and I immediately admitted that he was right and I messed up, and I apologized, and we came up with a few ideas of how I could make it right and what I could do, because that's the repair. And we have talked about it again a few times. So that was a big fuck up. Like, I really, really dropped the ball in parenting land. And just, I like the sadness I can imagine. He sat there thinking, like, my mom forgot me. Like, that is devastating to me. But the repair is going to be essential for us to move away from that being a traumatic experience to being a learning experience and a thing that helps us grow. So unless Marjorie Taylor Greene is willing to say, I really fucked up, and here are the ways that I am measurably going to take steps and make efforts to make this right, and how my behavior has changed, and this is how I'm going to do things differently. Without that part, the apologies are bullshit. Mm-hmm. So anyway, this is the episode when everybody tells me I'm a terrible mother.
No, you owned it. And why didn't the school call you if he was sitting there waiting so long?
Because I think they thought he like made it up because it was not a thing that we normally do. Yeah.
So ours would have just called. Somebody would have called.
Yeah. But so our solution to fix it was I'm going to bring him lunch on Monday when he's back. And I am also, we went to see Wicked over the weekend. And I told him I would let him get whatever he wanted. Normally, I give him like parameters around what he's allowed to get in terms of movie snacks. But I was like, whatever you want. Like, I messed up. We are now here at Wicked, no parameters. And he was reasonable within it. He was like, I want a slushie. I want some Sour Patch Kids. And can we share a popcorn? I'm like, that's completely reasonable. Like you could have gotten
Let
more.
me have a
Actually.
little word with him later, okay?
You could have gone a little further.
Let me tell you what Auntie Michelle is going to teach you.
And we've been like watching movies and snuggling and like it's I feel good about where we are in the repair. I will still be beating myself up about it probably long after he forgets that it happened.
But at the same time, look at the beauty that's come out of it, that you spent this extra time. Because were you going to go see Wicked anyway? I don't know, maybe not, but you made more of an effort to. And that you're making more of an effort even now that might not have happened if this event didn't happen. So there's that silver lining, I think, of, yeah, you fucked up and McDonald's didn't come, but he came home and you made up and you've been making up for it. And he's getting a lot of good stuff.
Yes. And he knows his birthday is coming up, so he'll probably get like some extra. And I could have also, this is another good example of like we are very opinionated here and we are boycotting things and we are changing our spending patterns. Like I am not shopping on Black Friday. I hate Black Friday in general. I hate the consumerism of Christmas.
I'm cooking.
Yeah, you're having Thanksgiving on Friday. But I am not participating in Black Friday. I am shopping small. I am being really intentional about whatever we buy. And also, I'm going to go to McDonald's and get my kid McDonald's. Like I'm not all like, okay, read me the riot act. I am avoiding Starbucks because I want to stand in solidarity with these Starbucks employees who are striking so that they can unionize. But like there's balance. It doesn't have to be like all hardcore all the time. Like you can go get your kid McDonald's. Like I love a McDonald's Coke. There's something about that formula. It's a little different than regular Coke.
Sausage biscuit.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Hash browns. Damn, we are so hungry.
We're really hungry. Oh, it's the food episode, y'all.
It really is.
My stomach's growling. I don't know if the microphone's picking it up, but it's growling.
I would really kind of hope it does pick it up.
Many times, yeah.
Right. I'm excited for Thanksgiving, I think. I love a table filled with people, and we don't have a ton of people coming over for Thanksgiving, but there's something about pulling out my grandmother's Wedgwood china, and I have like a little moment with my grandma. Like I remember her and I talk to her. She has been passed since my oldest was 2. I was actually having a miscarriage during her funeral. And so sometimes I kind of like have a little spiritual moment with my grandma. And then I use my aunt who also passed away, who I really wish I could talk to right now because she was very politically engaged. And she was an attorney ahead of her time. And so I'll bring out her Waterford crystal that she left to me, and I kind of have this. It feels almost like a spiritual practice, like setting the table with these vintage, meaningful pieces. So I really enjoy being able to do that.
I have my mother-in-law's Avon Cape Cod collection. It's red. I will send you photos. And so it's like there's a big collection. I was the only one who's like, this is gorgeous. It's glass. And So every time we go to like an antique fair, I'm looking at what pieces I don't have, and I'm like, I need another one. I need the butter dish or whatever it is, candy jars. Got the whole thing. So I think that is what I will bring out, not the, we have beautiful wedding china that we were gifted, but I'm like, oh, the Avon Cape Cod collection.
That's the I like holidays for sentiment. We never registered for China. Hot tip from a wedding planner. Um, I tell people unless you are really into China and this is your jam and you're so excited about it and you really want wedding china, there's a lot of heirloom china that you should consider before you go register for. And I knew I was getting heirloom china from some angle. I didn't know how much of it. I have way too much of it from different. It's a lot. There's a lot of it involved, um, and I love it all. But I, I as a wedding planner encourage people. Here's the wedding planner saying, don't register for China and don't have babies immediately. Also, don't get married immediately. Like,
No.
take some time. You want to make sure that not only are you compatible with that person in the moment and in the era that you're in when you're dating, which is, I think the message that's being pushed right now is to find that person in college and get married in your early 20s and then have babies right away. You become so much of who you are.
You change the most in your 20s.
Your brain isn't even fully developed until you're 24.
How long were
And
you guys together before you got married?
so we met when I was 22. We got married when I was 27. And we were engaged. We got engaged on our 4th anniversary of dating. And I was mad that we weren't engaged sooner. And I was very much in my 20s in this mindset of like, you get married. You're in your 20s, you get married to the person that you're dating. That's what you do. You get married. And like everybody around me was doing that and I was so hyper focused on it. But I'm glad we waited. And honestly, I probably would have done things a little bit differently. I would have traveled more in my 20s. I would have I wish I would have done a little bit more of the seeing of the world before I became a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you become a mother, it's a whole lot more complicated to travel. It's a lot more complicated to see the world and find yourself because you are pouring so much of yourself out into your kids. And I feel like I'm actually really finding myself now in my 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wish I would have been a little bit more self-assured to pack a backpack and just go explore the world a little bit before.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to encourage my kids to do that. And I encourage anybody else who's listening. I'm definitely encouraging my niece. I don't know if she listens, but
Well, listen.
niece, listen, travel, explore the world.
Yes. All right. Go have a happy Thanksgiving. We're going to go
Happy
eat something.
And I'm going to go Google that China.
Oh, I'm going to send you a picture. I think that maybe we should do like a video for all the listeners of our tablescapes and like what
Great
we're
idea.
talking about. We'll do that. We'll collab on it and stuff so everybody can see what we're talking about.
That's a great idea. And also, you asked me how old I was and how long we were engaged, but you didn't tell yours.
Oh, we were together for 6 years. And so then when he asked, I was like, oh, we're getting married now. So like 6 months later, we were married. Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah, I was 26 when we met.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
32 when we got just shy of 32 when we got married. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That feels like a good timeline. Like
Yeah.
of like you've been together long enough.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can get married. Yeah.
Then you know. When you know by then you're like, yeah, we got this.
Yeah.
We're good.
I also love living together before you're married.
We did
like
that too. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that because that's
Something
and
else I
travel together.
No, put together IKEA furniture. And it's funny because I was reading Tara J. Frank's book. It's not out yet, and I'm interviewing her next week. And she put in her book the same thing, put together IKEA furniture. And that will tell you exactly where the relationship is going, if it works or not.
That's good. I would put, I think that's great. And I would put travel because my husband and I didn't travel together. Like we went to weddings with groups of people, but we didn't one-on-one do any big travel until our honeymoon. And you don't want to work out those kinks on your honeymoon. Like trying to figure out how to travel well together it doesn't necessarily happen as quickly and as easily. You got to work at it.
Yeah.
So
we're spreadsheet people.
Yeah. Travel together, build IKEA furniture,
Live
and
together.
travel the world alone.
Mm-hmm.
Find yourself so that you have space to stretch out and find yourself before you are pouring yourself into your family. This is the advice from the old ladies here.
Who aren't really that old.
We're not. We're really not. But we're not in our 20s.
No. And if we were, we'd be so smart.
There's a lot. We should do an episode of like, what would I do differently with what I know now? How would I do things differently?
That might be a bonus one because I feel like every time we get on there's so much to talk about. So
I know,
we'll work on
real.
that one for you all.
Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.